Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, Ghost Hearth Lifestyle. Hello, and my name is Brenda and we're sporting a bonnet again. I am just kind of re-recording a couple videos because I am kind of sick and I have a moment of grace right now, so I'm like, let's just get these out. I want to talk about let's love our stuff. For my low no buy this year in 2025, I am trying to learn to love a lot of my items. However, I am also getting rid of items that no longer serve any kind of purpose in my life. Because, girl, we do not need to be hoarding anymore, okay? This is insane. I got rid of so much stuff over the past so many years. It's insane. Like, I am so embarrassed with how much shit I've gotten rid of, especially like clothing. When I moved back from BC at the end of 2019 into 2020, I got rid of I think it was like 250 pounds of clothing or something like that, like textiles. That's insane. And I still have more. I have like 6 bins that I'm like working on getting rid of. That's a lot. And I mean, the worst part is it's not a lot because they're all in different sizes too. So like when you actually break it down into sizes, my smaller sizes, obviously there's more because normally I am a very, very small size. But from like size 14 down, because I do fluctuate in weight, but this is like the heaviest I've ever been, which is totally fine. I mean, I was this heavy a couple years ago when I was depressed and that, so it's nothing new to me. However, that being said, I just want to talk about loving our stuff beyond clothes and that. So, what do I mean when I say let's love our stuff? Well, I personally have a lot of treasures and collectibles, okay? I also have a lot of items I'm not too sure if I'm still connected to. That being said, I have items I have never worn or used, like jewelry. For example, I have a sewing machine and I have never used it. It's more digital, okay? And the one I had used was not digital. It was like my mom's old sewing machine and it broke. Like it really broke years ago, many, many years ago. And my mom at one point ended up with more than one sewing machine, so she gave me a digital sewing machine. We have like quite a few sewing machines. I have more than one sewing machine now because of her, but I just grabbed my digital sewing machine from our little craft studio we have to have at home so that I can do some stuff at home because it is like an hour drive for me. So I was like, well, there's a lot of stuff I can do at home that I want to do, so I think it's just better to have a sewing machine here. So that's where I went with it, all right? So my excuse, however, always has been I don't know how to use it. And it's like, girl, you know how to use it. You can literally hop online, look at your sewing machine name and model, and find probably a YouTube video on how to use it, which I did recently. So like, I personally am just gonna say I'm lazy, and that is why I didn't use it for the past like 15 years or something ridiculous like that. I have loved sewing, okay? I loved sewing as a kid, so, and like a teenager and a young adult. So for me, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, get rid of your clothes, upcycle some stuff, make some new stuff, have some fun. Whether I sell it or I donate it or I give it away, I don't care. But I need to do something, and that is something creative that I've always loved doing, but for some reason I just haven't. And I just think it's because I've been depressed and lazy over the last so many years. And I'm like, you cannot live like this forever. So, with that being said, like bins of clothes and that, I have more fabric as well. Like, my goodness. Okay, so when my grandmother passed away, I inherited a ton of fabric, but it was like given to my mom. My mom, okay, has a ton of fabric on her own. So I have a ton of fabric that was given to me from my mom that was inherited, but part of it was hers as well. That is like boxes and boxes and boxes of fabric. Plus, my mom has boxes and boxes and boxes of fabric, and I'm like, I should probably start using this stuff because like I loved to sew. So I'm trying to get back into that, partially because like I got some like vintage and antique-y kind of fabrics that I really want to use, but also I don't want to be stuck with all this crap for years, so I'm trying to get through it. I mean, like, beyond sewing, I have jewelry. Beyond anybody's idea, I have so much jewelry, it is not even funny. That I've never worn, and partially because that is I'm just lazy. And I'll be honest, I'm lazy. Embarrassing, but I'm lazy. I never really like earrings and necklaces, and I used to when I was younger, okay? I used to switch out everything all the time, and then I just found it a chore. So, I believe that, you know, I probably should catalog my clothes and my jewelry and have everything out somewhere that I can kind of see it. I do want to buy one of those like lockable jewelry cases with a mirror so that I can like actually see everything that I own, and maybe I'd be more enticed to use it. So that is an idea for me. Yeah, and funny enough, when I was younger, I had like systems in place where I always ended up wearing almost all my clothes, all my jewelry, all my makeup, accessories, and yeah, which has now been screwed up for many, many years. I don't know what kind of happened. It just kind of went, and it's weird because like I look back and I'm like, God, I was so much organized back then. I'm like, you wouldn't think so, because like I was a teenager or a young adult and like tween or whatever, but I was way more organized with using my crap than I am now. Which is kind of sad to think about, like, wait a minute. So, normally, isn't it like when you get older, you're like better at that shit? No, apparently in my world, when you get older, you get worse. I don't know if that's like the ADHD getting worse or the autism. Well, no, because the autism would be like the organized thing, and the OCD and that organized, and then, you know, anxiety organized, and then there's ADHD that's like, nope. So I'm kind of in a conflicted place. So, but also I have a ton of like collectibles and that kind of stuff that I want to showcase properly in my house and admire it. And some of the items I actually do want to show and talk about and kind of do like a show and tell, because I think it's important to recognize trinkets and that as well. There are like trinkets that I have kept over the years, and I have kept them because I have either purchased them, I have got them from other people, I have found them at a thrift store. It just depends. I have a lot of like Barbie style Disney collectible dolls as well, chilling over there on my desk, surrounded by a ton of sewing stuff because that's where we are in life. And yeah, I don't know, I think it's important for us to catalog a lot of our items so we know what we have, but also appreciate what we have and recognize that if we don't appreciate something anymore, get rid of it, because somebody else will appreciate it more than you do. And that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, I've also got this weird idea, and like I do have some stuffies that I'm going to do this with, but I might also at some point when I get through like the sewing, I want to like rescue stuffies from the thrift store and like turn them into like bags and other kind of stuff. I don't know. I feel so bad for the stuffies. Like, you can ask my mom. I have gone into a thrift store, local thrift store, and literally there'd be like the stuffed animal and it would sit there and I would wait like months. I'm not even kidding you. The one I waited like 3 months for, the one I waited a good like 6 months, I think, almost. Like, I waited for months to see if somebody would take the stuffy, and I would wait, and I would wait, and I would wait, and eventually it would hit like a really nice sale, like 50% off everything, and I'm like, okay, for like $2.50, I'm not gonna say no. Or for like $5, I'm not gonna say no for the one, but it was more like an antique bunny kind of thing. So I'm not gonna say no because I feel bad for the stuffed animal. It is asking me to bring it home. It's been so many months. I know I could give it a good home, you know, so I'll take them home. I do want to do that with a few of them, and I want to make them into something new and have an audience. I don't care if I donate it back to the thrift store as a made bag. Hopefully somebody buys it. I don't care if I give it away, as long as somebody loves it. I don't care if I sell it. The point is, I cannot have it. Unless it is something that is my own stuffy that I turned into a bag that I want to keep, that is an exception. But if I'm buying it and taking it into my house, it needs to leave my house. That would be the goal in that case. However, that's going to be for a bit because I do have other projects that are definitely more important to my heart. So, I am just curious, what items do you believe that you need to catalog? What is it that you need to appreciate? What is it that you need to get rid of? And just let me know. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye now.